Welcome to Property Investing with Abi. On today's programme, we're going to go back in time and have a look at a property that I bought in Windermere. I bought this property back in 2021, so we're going to have a look at what I did with it and some of the tax benefits from how I structured it. It was the first real period out of lockdown where you could go travel, and me and Gordy said, yay, let's go to Windermere for the weekend. It's the first time they're letting us all out. Let's go. Anytime I travel to anywhere new, I always say to myself, shall I have a look on Rightmove, shall I see? I found a few, rang round a few, and I found this house. And I rang the agent and he said to me, you can't book to see it, it's gone, it's sold subject to contract. I was like, oh, that's a shame because I'm only gonna be in Windermere for 3 days. I said, but I'm a cash buyer, if anything changes, ring me back. Anyway, the Thursday before we left on the Friday, the agent called, he went, you'll never guess this, they pulled out the sale. So do you wanna come see it? I went, brilliant. He says, you'll need to get up early though, so it's 9 a.m. okay? So I said, yes. The minute we walked in and saw the views of Lake Windermere, wow, game changing everything. I've just pulled, and it's really exciting, so I found this in the cupboard, I've just pulled our project plan and all the paperwork out for it. So let me take you through this project. This property was on the market for 465,000. It's on a street where no other properties have sold for 17 years. We spent about 190,000 refurbing it, which was a lot because we had to damp proof, do everything in the basement. Total cash we spent was 670,000. The new bricks and mortar valuation for it was 750,000, and the commercial valuation, which is where they take into account the money it makes per year. So instead of bricks and mortar, this is the money it makes, is over £1 million. So this is a great property. You can see why we bought it. So the first thing I've got designs from the interior designer, which is exciting. What the interior designer does for us is she'll put together a few bits and bobs and says, how about this? How about this? This is what I'm thinking for you. And looking at what she's done, so this room's the family room. It's a snug. It's what was the basement, but we turned it into a snug. And I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, gosh, these look exactly like what the property looks. So this was when she initially presented to us, but my gosh, I think we've nailed what it looks like, which is really exciting. Even the plug sockets, mirrors, table, I love all this stuff. Now going through, you can see we've got layout and spec drawing. So this was the middle floor. You can see where we've got the patio. So here's the drawings and here's what we're saying that each trade needs to do. You've got windows, paint and decorating, etc. You've got the location site because we had to do planning because it's in a conservation area. This is really interesting. This is a steel staircase that we were going to have put in. We didn't do this in the end because we felt it would take too much away from the land, putting in a staircase to the first balcony. So we just left it with 2 main balconies. Then we did a Juliet balcony, so we got that lovely view. But while I was looking back in this, I found 2 really interesting things. The first thing I found was the original valuation. Because what we did with this property is we mortgaged it. Instead of putting cash in, we put in the deposit in and we mortgaged it for 2 years, and then we're going to refinance it and pull out all the money. You wouldn't typically do this, but we were buying 5 properties at the same time because it was a big stamp duty savings in COVID. So we mortgaged this one, and the plan was to remortgage after 2 years because we'd have the books then, so we could remortgage onto a commercial mortgage. I'll just go through the property. So he's saying, yeah, the property is generally okay from his point of view. It's got 2 car parking spaces. Huge demand for sale in the area, so that's good news. He says, as a tenancy, you can get this amount of money for it, which was like £900 if I was going to rent it as a tenancy. Holiday let will likely gross an income in the region of 40,000 per annum. It's going to gross at about 160,000, and it's going to make us over 100 grand, this one little property a year from holiday letting. But I thought that was really interesting. And I found the old picture of the really red bathroom. But the other interesting thing is, to help with tax and structure, is a lot of property investors use capital allowances. So capital allowances are part of the annual investment allowance that businesses can use to offset plant, machinery, land, buildings. So as a property investor, you can use this on commercial property, and serviced accommodation, which is what this property is classed as commercial. So we sent a capital allowance surveyor out, and this is his report, which is very exciting. It's just saying the types of relief you can get. So he's talking about what you can do with HMRC, It says annual investment allowance, which is 100% deduction, plant and machinery, which is 18% write-down allowance or 130% super deduction scheme. The allowances he's identified are 233,000 and tax saved. That means an actual tax we get back is £98,000, which means I can go and make £98,000 now, tax free. And what you would do is your accountant sorts all that out for you. So purchase price, 452,000. Refurb and cost, legals, planning, £190,000. Total spend, 670 grand. End value, bricks and mortar. So if we just left the house empty, 750,000. Running it as a holiday let, commercial valuation, over £1 million. And we have a capital allowance report here that's identified 233,000 in capital allowances, which means we've got £98,000 saved in tax. So we can offset tax by 98 grand, which is amazing. So where I want you to start right now, because 99% of you are not going to invest in 2023. For the 1%, and I'm talking to the 1%, I want you to click and fill in your free wealth appraisal. This is going to give you a report on your wealth right now, and it's going to tell you exactly what you need to do to start your journey to wealth, property and success in 2023. So click the link below and get your wealth appraisal. Game changing, and it'll give you the blueprint and where to start. So thank you for watching Property Investing with Abi. I hope you like that and like we've seen what we've done with the property. If you want to book it, go to UK Luxury Breaks and it's on right now. You can go and book it and go stay in it. But it's a beautiful property and it's a great addition to our portfolio. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, like this video, tell me what you think. Do you think this is a cracking deal? Because I do.